We back on it today. Yesterday, of course, we did that story on the NBA player that has been missing for 15 years. If you haven't saw the video yet, I highly recommend that you go check it out. Show that video some love. But today, we are back on the NBA news and discussions grind. Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary. And a couple of days ago when I made that video talking about LeBron James leaving the Cleveland Cavs, or supposedly leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers after this year, I realized a couple of things. The first thing I realized was that people think LeBron James could wind up on every single NBA team. I saw you guys comment literally every team, from the Brooklyn Nets to the Golden State Warriors, for LeBron James to end up on. And the other thing was that quite a few people actually think LeBron James is still staying in Cleveland after this year.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm not gonna say those people are foolish or anything for believing that, because
that nigga's tripping.
Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, that does end up happening. Maybe LeBron James is truly committed to the Cavs. It wants to help keep that organization at the level it's at. Help set them on the right path to become one of the best teams in the NBA, not just while LeBron's there, but for many years to come. Because let's be honest, before the Cavs drafted LeBron James back in 2003, they were one of the, how could I put this, more irrelevant franchises in the NBA. That's just being honest. And maybe LeBron James doesn't want to see the team he loves fall back into that trap of irrelevancy after he retires or leaves. But in order to do that, let's be real here, LeBron James would have to win at least one more ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we all know LeBron James wants to win more rings in his career, which is why people are saying that he's most likely going to leave the Cavs, since that might not be possible. We are currently living in the golden era of basketball, and by golden I mean Golden State. We are living in the Golden State era of basketball. A lot of people expect them to win the championship, not just this year, but probably the year after that, and maybe even the year after that as well. And then after Golden State wins all of those, that's when people think that one of the young teams in the NBA will finally be ready to overthrow them and take their crown as the best team in the NBA. Where does the Cavs' opportunity to win another ring come in during that time frame? It really doesn't right now. Right now we got Golden State, and after that comes whatever team beats them. So the thought is, if LeBron wants to win another ring, he should go to a team that will give him a better chance at doing that. As it turns out though, Cleveland now might have what it takes to give LeBron James another opportunity to win one for the land. And that chance or opportunity comes in the form of DeMarcus Cousins. I remember when this rumor first started last year, midway through the last season, people were already thinking, what if the Cleveland Cavaliers can get DeMarcus Cousins? I didn't really think it was possible, because at the time, all the Cavs had to trade for DeMarcus Cousins would be Kevin Love. This was back when DeMarcus Cousins was on the Kings, of course, and the Kings front management, front office is not the best, but it's also not dumb enough to trade DeMarcus Cousins for Kevin Love, so I never thought that would be possible. They wound up trading him to the New Orleans Pelicans for a rebuilding package, and the DeMarcus Cousins to Cleveland talk died. Until the Cavs did the Kyrie Irving trade. Immediately after that, you saw ESPN projecting the Cavs starting lineup, and you see a couple of interesting names pop up in their projections. Dwayne Wade, who is very realistic if he gets bought up from the Chicago Bulls, that he could join with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then you see DeMarcus Cousins. Right off the bat, that sounds crazy, because the Pelicans just traded for Cousins a couple of months ago. How on earth are they gonna turn around and trade him now to the Cleveland Cavaliers? Would they really trade DeMarcus Cousins right after they traded for DeMarcus Cousins? I think the answer is yes and no. No, they won't trade DeMarcus Cousins right now. I still think it's too early for them to give up on this 80 DeMarcus Cousins experiment. But at the same time, I do think they could trade DeMarcus Cousins if this experiment doesn't work out. I can see them trading him towards the trade deadline. If the Pelicans are in danger of missing the playoffs, things aren't going like they hope they will, then the Pelicans could for sure look to move DeMarcus Cousins, since he could walk away for nothing this summer, and most likely would walk away for nothing this summer if things aren't going so well. Teams start calling the Pelicans asking about Cousins, and I'd be really surprised if they didn't find an offer they liked enough to move him. And one of the teams calling the Pelicans could be the Cleveland Cavaliers. Actually, reports came out yesterday saying that the Cavs are ahead of the game and are already looking to trade for DeMarcus Cousins. Take this this with the biggest grain of salt. How much of this report of the Cavs being interested in trading for DeMarcus Cousins right now is actually true? I don't know. And I say that because the person or the site that reported this was a Cleveland Cavaliers fan page. Cavaliers Nation. And you can't really take what a fan page on Twitter says with 100% accuracy. But still, a lot of other sites picked up on this, so I thought, why not at least talk about it? So the supposed trade being discussed is the Cleveland Cavaliers sending over Iman Shumpert and the 2018 Brooklyn Nets pick that they got in the Kyrie Irving trade for DeMarcus Cousins. And as soon as I heard that, I immediately knew how this trade rumor came to light, because yesterday reports also came out saying that the Pelicans were interested in trading for Iman Shumpert and that the Cavs have been fielding offers for the draft picks from other NBA teams. So the person that made this saw both of those, said Iman Shumpert, draft pick, New Orleans Pelicans. They put 2 and 2 together and came up with Iman Shumpert plus draft pick to the Pelicans for DeMarcus Cousins. Pretty sure that's how this started. But like I said though, I just can't see the Pelicans actually doing this right now. Actually thinking about trading for DeMarcus Cousins right now after they just acquired him at the trade deadline last year. I still think that they're gonna see how this AD and Boogie experiment works. If it starts working out well, maybe Boogie stays because he sees that this is something he can build upon going forward. But if not though, that's when I think that this trade could go down closer to the trade deadline. So that's the Pelican side. Now on to Cleveland though. This is also extremely interesting and conflicting from their end, because numerous reports all throughout the summer have said that the Cleveland Cavaliers have been operating as if they are under the assumption that LeBron James will not be returning to the Cavs this year. LeBron's gone and they're making moves acting like that, which is why they traded Kyrie Irving for young players, or in this case, a draft pick. They wanted this pick so they could have a young star to build around if LeBron James does indeed leave. Trading the pick for DeMarcus Cousins would be the exact opposite, since DeMarcus Cousins is also another player that could just leave. And if you trade the pick and DeMarcus Cousins, LeBron James, and Isaiah Thomas all leave in the same summer, what on earth do the Cleveland Cavaliers have left? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That is what they have. But I will say this, if the Cavs are serious, actually do trade for a player, not even DeMarcus Cousins, but a player like DeMarcus Cousins to help them win now, then that trade will have LeBron James's fingerprints all over it. Because there is no possible way that the Cleveland Cavaliers trade that pick without feeling extremely good about their chances of re-signing LeBron James. Or maybe it could be the Cavs' way of showing LeBron James, hey, look, we are still committed to you. We still want to help you get this ring. Trading the pick for DeMarcus Cousins will show LeBron that the Cavs are still serious about trying to compete now, and maybe that helps him stay. In the starting lineup of Isaiah Thomas, either J.R. Smith or Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Kevin Love, and DeMarcus Cousins would have to be the best possible team the Cavs could build in hopes to beat Golden State this year. And not to mention, you also have guys like Rose Crowder and Tristan Thompson coming off the bench. All that being said, I will be extremely down for the Cavaliers actually pulling the trigger on this trade and going all in for DeMarcus Cousins. It would set up for a very entertaining NBA final series. But part of me still just really questions how much truth there is to the Cavs being interested in DeMarcus Cousins, because don't forget, earlier this summer, the Cavs had a trade lined up. All they needed to do was sign on the dotted line, and they would have traded Kyrie Irving for both Eric Bledsoe and Paul George. And the only reason they didn't do that trade was because they couldn't get confirmation from LeBron James that he'd be willing to stay with the team after this summer. If the Cleveland Cavaliers were worried about trading Kyrie Irving for Paul George and Eric Bledsoe because they thought LeBron James was going to leave just a couple of months ago, I don't see why that would change now. I don't see how trading for DeMarcus Cousins would be any different than that. It could be because they feel they have a better shot at winning the championship with the roster they have now if they got DeMarcus Cousins, and that would convince LeBron to stay, but it's just, I don't know. It's something to think about. And it's also a question of the daytime. Do you guys think the Cleveland Cavaliers will trade for DeMarcus Cousins? Let me know down in the comment section below, but now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. Yesterday, I asked you guys what you really think happened to Bison Dele, and here's what you said. Question of the day, I think he totally did it. His lifestyle prior to that says it all. He was all about the money, so it's only obvious that he had to be the mastermind behind it. It's a shame his mom pulled the plug and didn't live to tell the actual version of what really happened. Faked his death and is really living in Cuba. Yeah, I think that too. Bison Dele is in Cuba chilling with Tupac. No, but seriously, that story was just so crazy, and if you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend that you go watch it. But that about wraps it up for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets to my TC, and I'm out of here. Peace. But that about wraps it up for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets to my TC, and I'm out of here. Peace.